your own megilah ksheira, well, look at that, there's someone selling. I'm going to take 10% from this. So that's a good business deal. Certainly the poskim say there's a megilah to have your own megilah ksheira, and one of the reasons actually is a little bit of a misnomer. One of the biggest misconceptions, I remember I grew up with this idea, is that if you miss the first word from the Baal Koire, you're out. And you have to wait. And it used to be my panic as a Baal Koire, is that I would start laning and then I would hear the door bang. And I know someone walked in. The reason why that's a mistake is because you could catch up by reading. And yes, you could read from a regular siddur, but certainly it's a megilah to read from a megilah ksheira. So that's already a tremendous benefit to have a megilah ksheira. That's one reason. The other reason is, many times you don't hear some of the words, especially the Haman, that's drowned by this noise. So, we have the custom, which is the Ben Ish Chai's custom, and many shuls have this custom to only do by the first Haman and the last Haman, but the Maisa, there's always someone who wants to be Maisif. And therefore sometimes you can't hear the words, so then it's good to have your own Megilah Ksheira and you read from the Megilah Ksheira. So there's a benefit to have a Megilah Ksheira. The question is, and this is a story that happened to me the first time I think I got a big prober in Manhattan to Lane, maybe 20 years ago or more. I was very excited. I'm about to Lane. This is I think in Asia Torah somewhere in Manhattan. And someone comes over to me right before I'm laning and goes, "So do you do the sounds?" I remember I'm looking at this, I think it was a lady. So what do you mean? She goes, "Well, the last person that laned for us changed the voice for each character." So that was already my, I knew I wasn't going to be able to suddenly change and create such a Kriyas Megillah. But it bothered me, I almost felt like I was chasar. Come on, I can't do a Vashti, I can't do a Haman. And then, years afterwards, I started looking into what taka. I remember people used to ask me, "So what's your style? Are you, do you do the voices? Well, it's serious, it's not serious." So then if you look, first of all, in the Gemara itself, you see clearly there's at least 5 aspects to Kriyas Megillah. One of them certainly is Pesum Nisa, and therefore there is credence to this idea of maybe making funny noises because it brings out, it publicizes the miracle more. There's another aspect to it, it's called Talmud Torah. The other aspect is the is the idea of praise. Ad kedei kach, the Gemara says that really we should say Hallel on Purim, and the Gemara says Kriyas Zoi Hallel, that Megillas Esther, as we learned, is instead of Kriyas Hallel. And the Meiri actually says that if someone is stuck in a place, he's on a boat, he's on a ship, he's on a plane, and he doesn't have a Megillah with him on Purim, he should say Hallel. That's what Dr. Meiri. Big Chiddush. Hear this, baby? Now, but after all said and done, to me there was one aspect of Megillas Esther that took me the most. And it was actually based on another story. I was looking, Taka, to create a style. I was looking into how am I going to learn Kriyas Megillah. So I went to the old Charedim many years ago, and the first time I was in Monsey, and I got a tape, the old tapes. And there was a tape of the Satmar Rebbe, Zichron Livracha. And I was so excited, I'm going to hear the Satmar Rebbe lane. Anyway, I put it on in my car, and I couldn't tell, at least maybe out of 10 words, I was able to detect what he was saying. And the reason wasn't because he was a terrible laner. It was because after about every 8 words, he would start crying. He would cry and cry and cry. And then I chapped. That Kriyas Megillah, the Ikar Kriyas Megillah, see, ladies, this is the energy of Kriyas Megillah, is the crying aspect, is the tefillah. And I have a raya mefureshes lahalacha that this is true, because after davening, the way it works is like this: you daven Mariv, you do Kriyas Megillah, then you do Kaddish. What type of Kaddish do you do? Kaddish Tiskabel. Why? Kaddish Tiskabel goes always after Shmoneh Esrei. Then you do Kriyas Megillah. After Kriyas Megillah, you say Ve'ata Kodesh, and then what do? So the Mishabur says 2 opinions. One opinion is you say Kaddish without Tiskabel. There's no Tiskabel. Tiskabel you already said. There's another, Eliyahu Rabbi says no, you say Tiskabel. Why? So he says because of a different reason. I say very simple. Tiskabel is because it's going back on the Kriyas Megillah. Because you just read the Kriyas Megillah and you're davening to the Rebbeinu Shalom, and all the Nisa that happened then will happen again. Either sounds a little bit Chassidish, I have a raya mefureshes that this is true. Because the halacha is a taf reish peites, if you have 6 guys, and each guy knows how to lane Kriyas Megillah. 6 guys. Can one lane for the other 5 guys? So everyone assumes Avada yes. Shulchan Aruch says no. Why not? If you have 10 people, then one can lane for everyone else. But if you have 6 people, everyone has to lane themselves. Why? This is not the minhag, by the way. But the reason for this is, Shulchan Aruch says, is because it's a din of tefillah. And just like when it comes to davening, if you have 6 guys in order to daven, one guy can't daven for everyone else. So to Kriyas Megillah, if you have 10, so it's like a minyan. One could lane for everyone else. If you have 6 guys, it's fair Shulchan Aruch. So you see clearly that Megillas Esther, the essence of Megillas Esther, is that you're davening to the Rabbeinu Shalom, and that's why it makes sense that the Satmar Rav was crying every 8 words. I'll try not to cry, don't worry.